Oof. Sure. Sad. Not sure how that happens. I don't think I want to know. The GOAT. Hello, Gio. All right, I think we beat that. I think we just double quinted on that. Oh, and I got bumped. Takeo Tuesday, yep. Oh, turret. How's your paper? Did you indeed lock in? A vision? Oof. All right, that's gotta be goal, right? Nice. Okay, that's a really bad shot. I didn't want to lean into it enough, but me and my friends have been on the 3's gun, but can't win the rank up game to C3. Any tips? I mean, just keep on going, buddy. Like, you know, if you just can't win your rank up game, it just means you're probably getting nervous. The way that you're referring to it is huge. You're like, oh, it's our rank up game. Don't think about that. It's just another rank game. Like, don't think about it as, oh, if I win this, I get my rank, and if I don't, I'm gonna be denied it. Like, you know, you're putting so much mental pressure on it. It's why, honestly, I recommend not having MMR on if you're playing on PC and you're on Bacchus or whatever. Like, stop paying attention so close to all that and just take it one game at a time. It's the best mental way to approach it. All right, try to hit that lighter so it's something I can chase. I actually low-key definitely saved that. If I touched that, I was definitely a save. Okay, a little bit later. Thanks, I'll try it. Yeah, do not pay attention to thing. Also, the more that you play in that situation, you're playing not to lose rather than playing to win, if that makes sense. Because you're so scared of the consequence that you're not thinking about what you actually need to do. Like, when you're just playing casual and whatever, that's why a lot of people say, I think I play better in casual. It's because your brain actually isn't stressed about the result as much, so therefore you're able to play more instinctively and naturally. But when you are really obsessed with like, oh, I gotta get this win, you play way more cautiously, you play slower, just not the same. Not necessarily saying that caution is bad, but like all things, or most things rather, good in moderation. Right, a no hit. Alright, we'll just get there. Truth or dare? Truth. That's not good. Yeah, just in case. I heard a demo, but I couldn't tell. Sometimes it's too far away. I can't hear if it's my teammate's demo or theirs. So I was like, I just want to jump for this one just in case. That's cool. Oh no, chat. Oh no. One guy Jack with the 1 year remembering. Let's go. Now you got the rainbow taco with sunglasses, I believe. Giselle, hello. We're gonna have to go back to, Dude, what? These guys actually just, like, left that ball. They were just like, I don't care. Bro's nice shotting the guys after they've already beaten us. It's kind of cringy, Brando. All right, we're gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna have to warm up a little bit. That felt very yikes in terms of how fast I was moving around. Oof. Hello, Sid. Hopefully unexpectedly great happens to you and your loved ones soon. You're always appreciated and loved. Stay safe. Have a great stream. Thank you, Sid. I think you've come to my stream before and said that. It's appreciated. Kind gesture. Oh. Lucky I haven't played on a wheel setup actually in a while. Honestly, if I get some extra cash in the future, maybe that's something I can invest in. I do remember playing a decent amount with my friends set up on that back in the day when I was a kid. And I had a lot of fun with that. I don't know. Gonna have to test drive it again, see if I'm still into those types of games, because otherwise just using a lot of that for like playing that type of stuff, but not truly being super into it. Drinking and driving stream would be crazy. Knock back some Jack and Cokes. Do some Forza. Good Rocket League waste a couple times. Oh, we have like a single drunk stream I think on Rocket League. Remember, there's a dono goal for drunk rank sesh, and it got fulfilled very quickly. Maybe I should bring that back. Felt like I played pretty well. I remember not like really having that much of a struggle. What pack is this? The best pack. It's Jaguars all kinds of shots. If you just Google it, you'll see the code. It's a pretty popular one. Yeah, especially if you're on PC, like with a randomizer. It's one of those packs that pretty much every shot works for that. Hey, automatic. Oof. No. On console? Well, then it's still a good pack. It's just not as effective as it could be. Honestly, it'd be very cool if they added a randomizer built into the training pack. I'll sub if you let me play? Okay, well then I guess don't sub. If that's the only reason you're subbing, buddy. You should sub if you're enjoying the stream, you like the vibe or whatever, but I'm not gonna play with everybody who walks in. I don't play with anybody I don't know. Guys, you really need to stop trying to like blackmail or bribe streamers with a sub. Like, I promise any serious streamer will not care, you know? You build your channel by making good content. You don't build your channel by appeasing everyone who walks through your stream because they want something from you. Ah. So sometimes you just need like straightforward shooting practice. Like this is like one where it's like from a distance, trying to make sure you get power and height on it. Close one. I think you can randomize now. I don't think you can. No, I don't think you can. Like that's not a feature yet. Like, see, they have shuffling shots and whatnot, and like you can press like to go to any shot or whatever, but they don't actually have explicitly, like you can mirror the shots, which is kind of cool or whatever, but you can't actually like randomize it in terms of what's actually doing is changing variance. So essentially, instead of a ball going up at this angle, a random variance for like height would like, sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's like that, sometimes like exactly, you know? Or like instead of going directly this way, it could go a little bit right, a little bit left. And so therefore, when you're playing the pack, it's always a little bit different. And so therefore that's better. That's what I mean. Like if you're playing on console, like aka like the vanilla version of the game, you don't have that. And I do think it's actually a very useful aspect because it also makes like all these like regular training packs like really, really useful because that's kind of what a real game is. I've seen a lot of people build these like custom training packs that give you a bunch of like crazy shots that never happen in a real game. And they're like, yeah, I like to see if I can hit them. I'm like, yeah, but the problem is like training pack shouldn't be practicing something cool. It should be practicing stuff that you see in game. So therefore, when you do encounter it, you can actually turn this into something, you know? So Bacchus mod is really good for that in like teaching you how to adjust to stuff via variance within your shots. Hello, Kylan. Back code? What? I've only used rings on Bacchus somewhere. Wait, you're on console? What do you mean? Hi, Taco. Hey, Samuel. Pack code. Oh. This code is, it's all kinds of shots by Jaguar. If you guys, okay, a couple of people have asked me about it, so. This is like a classic. Here. Dangerous Taconius. Hello, Lilo. Oh god, we're playing GMU. Oh, never mind, I got GMU. How you doing, Lilo? You see Lems is going to SSA? Like all things that shouldn't happen, it happens in SSA. Can't wait to add SSL with this pack? That's what I'm saying to it. Layla, if you tweeted that, that would go hard. I'm not gonna lie. That's really fucked up. Oh my god. That's an awful joke, but it's so funny. It's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. When you kind of like go, when you hear it at first. Isn't it not allowed to dual stream platforms? Nope, you can dual stream. Twitch just allowed it. YouTube has always allowed it. The only exception I think with Twitch is that you're not allowed to show a chat that is combined on screen. So therefore you can't show a chat that actively shows YouTube viewers. I don't think they really care if you do, but that technically is against their TOS for multi-streaming. Yeah, just trapping it past the first guy. Okay, get that over to Titanium. He's so fast, dude. That works. No, I wanted the double. Yeah, you know what? Balls so all tweeted it, hell yeah. Lily, you're not gonna become a niche micro celebrity unless you take those risks, you know? I'm a public figure, I can't tweet that stuff. But players get away with a lot more stuff. Oh, took a little bit off. That's a goal. No pain, no gain, exactly. Wow, how did you lose that? What just happened? That was so weird. Like, Tihan like 50'd that, but then also it got pushed over him. I was like, wait, what? Bang, Titanium? I am Titanium! I disagree that you got that 50 over me. I think that's still a goal. Never mind. Did I need to touch that again? Probably not. All right, we got it, we got it. What trail is this? I have to see. I've been supersonic in like 17 seconds. Oh, this is Black Luminous. Luminous goes hard, not gonna lie. Just straight line. That's it. Nothing flashy. Bang. Yeah, Black Luminous is definitely really... I think the OG Luminous is actually a gorgeous trail. And let me put you all on game if you guys don't have Luminous in your inventory. Like, just straight up Luminous... Actually, I don't have a straight up Luminous favorite, but yeah, you have like the orange Luminous, which is just a... I just like how it's just a single color. Like, nothing else. It's just bang, bang, bang. Like, it just looks so much... Like, purple Luminous is literally just the default, but better. Wave uses on every car. It is... It just shows, like, if you can make, like, a neon, like, but straightforward type of thing, that's what players want. Like, it's really funny to me how much Rocket League invests in all these over-the-top things, but my favorite items are always the ones that are just, like, straightforward. Like, I love the way the standard boost sounds, my standard gray. I do wish I had standard black for boost. Maybe I could trade for it. Nah, I like my gray. That's all I need. Drops. If I got a titanium white standard boost out of a drop, I would be endlessly happy. Hell yeah, the drop! The bounce shot, no one ever knows things are coming. Hello, TB. What's up? What's up is you finally have a comeback against the Duke guy. I've been meaning to talk to you about this, but I keep blanking. Yeah, Duke, rough time for them in that Final Four match. Nice. Cooper Flag is going to still be a top prospect. I wonder if he's still going to sit out for a year. Because I know he said he was debating doing that. Or maybe he didn't say it, but like people said he might be debating it just so he doesn't have to go to Charlotte. Which is understandable. I mean, you're guaranteed to go to the NBA unless you like literally... The only fear I would have is like imagine playing another season and then suffering a career-ending injury. Stuff like that always would terrify me. Like imagine having millions basically guaranteed to give to you and then you just throw it away because you wanted to avoid going to a bad team. It's like going to a bad team, being a millionaire better than, you know, being an NIL 100,000-aire. Nah, who knows? Maybe he's a millionaire already. Why does my car feel so slow? Might be because you're bad at the game and you suck. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. A lot of people say heavy car bug is a thing. I feel like if my Twitch mod Shaq was here, he'd be able to talk to you about it. He's the expert on that. And by expert, I mean biggest placebo player I've ever met in my life. Like, very good player, but also, like, very much, like, gets on the game, feels his car for 1 minute, and he's like, nope, and then just gets off for the day. Literally GC won, and I'm still bad. I'm joking. That's why I said I'm joking it, or I said just kidding. You're not bad. I'm just saying, I think some days you're probably just not as well fed, you're a little hungry or something, he's good of a meal or something, and so therefore when you get on the game, it feels off, you know? A lot of it is sleep quality, I would say. I know when I'm very tired, the game does feel a little bit like slow. My car just doesn't feel like it's moving the same way. But I don't think it's actually anything to do with you. I think it's literally just, you're probably inconsistent with your sleep and what you're eating. Really, Calster, I did not expect you to turn around on that. I kind of purposely tapped it low so you wouldn't go for that. Did not expect Pillar to turn on that, but that works. I kind of wish you didn't touch that, but okay, close one. Bredo. Ugh, that miss was actually kind of terrifying, okay. Get up by TNEK. I was kind of wishing you would tap that or just flick it up. Okay, I was kind of scared I'd be demoed. All right, flick this. GC used to be the glory. Yeah. I'm glad they raised it, though. We are having people 1,000 MMR above the GC threshold. Like, we needed higher ranks after a while. Or at the very least, you needed to re-standardize all the ranks. But that would piss off a lot of people who are Grand Champ for several seasons, then suddenly it's like, oh, after the adjustment, you're high C1. Nice demo. Nice demo. Let's go. GCT, man, I hate it. Turp, play with me. You're just opening and see how you're doing. Hey, Jagger Green. I'm doing all right. Just getting back on our feet with the ranked. Solo queue's actually been pretty decent today. First game on with Bredo, I did not have a good time, but ultimately we were playing a pretty good team, so I didn't really mind it. Just think, where do you put the 3 GCs in SSL? I don't know what you mean by like rearrange. I would say if you re-standardized in SSL was GC, legitimately a lot of like GC1s are basically like the equivalent of C1s and C2s. Like they really lack a lot of like fundamental aspect. They're fast and they can aerial consistently, but they have very little decision making. It's the biggest issue. It's the biggest issue confronting Rocket League in ranked. And I would argue if I asked other high level players in Val and CS, they would argue the same exact thing if they tried to do like a queue in like the ranks like 1 or 2 below I don't know what the highest rank in CS is, but like 2 ranks below like Radiant, I almost guarantee that's like the exact issue people run into. What is that, Valorant and Immortal or something? So like a lot of players, like if you just put them in aim labs, they're probably insane or something, but they don't know how to rotate through like their positions. They don't know how to like check corners well. They're not like instinctively understanding where they should be or whatever, or they like will rush a site without really like prepping it properly, or just any number of things that doesn't just comes down to like how fast can you click. Which is why I hate that basically the skill development for everyone, because we've all just given up on like game sense training and coaching ideas online and in videos, that we basically just have a bunch of videos like how to flip reset, 15 million views, how to actually read the game. Like Verge's advanced positioning tutorial is, I think, still to this day, the best explanation for how to think in Rocket League, like at a high level, even though it's a couple of years old, and yet it's not even close to like the average views on a video that will teach you how to musty. Because it's not fun to learn how to position, even though it will get you infinitely more wins than ever learning how to musty. Because everyone wants the fun stuff, not the effective stuff. Hello again. Hello, local Duke guy. Sorry about your Final Four. GC should have never been moved down. I don't know what you mean by that. Like, I think it's fine to move it down necessarily. I don't think GC was really an accomplishment anymore. Like, yes, of course, it's like top 1% of players or whatever, but it's way too low of a threshold. Like most pretty decent players who can play at GC are easily getting to 17, 1800. If you're getting 300 over the threshold, that's insane. Now, that being said, now that we have SSL and we have people getting like 500, 600 points over that, I don't think it's necessarily like we need new ranks. I just think we need to re-standardize the ones we have. There was actually a very good YouTube video I remember said, why don't we standardize at least ones? Like when you say, oh, I'm 18 something, that kind of means something in 2s and 3s. But if you said, oh, I'm 1300 in 1s, you're like, that's good. Well, it's, and you have to like think about it because it's not standardized. Why isn't 1800 like a good, like the same thing across all 3 playlists? It's very strange how we don't standardize it that way. We choke so hard. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. But hey, Houston paid it forward. They choked really hard in the grand, so. Wasn't Florida like destined to be the #1 anyway? Because they were insane. The fact that they have like a 7'9" dude and he's not even a starter just shows that that team does not need a gimmick. They're just really good. One of our players might be deported. What in the heck? Ah, it was dumb. Should have lobbed it. Talking crazy, Taco? I don't know, Musty. Or Moleman. I just feel like everyone trying to learn these fancy mechanics. People are trying to learn fancy mechanics because they see pros and creators do it and like, oh, those players are good because they can do it. No. They are good and they can do those things. Those are 2 different things. That's like the thesis of a video I've been scripting for like months. Is like pros and creators, low key, have kind of ruined skill development in Rocket League, in my opinion. Because there's a high degree of skill expression in Rocket League, aka like, you can tell why someone's good while just watching them play in a mechanical sense. But I think a lot of people don't understand, like some players are very good just because, yeah, they're mechanical and they're fast, but they're just consistent in the right place. Monkey Moon is a great example of this. I think Itachi is a great example of that, where if you just watch him play, he is just always taking a good 50. He's always moving around. And yeah, he can hit a reset and he can hit cool stuff, but like, for the most part, he's just really good at being in the right spot at the right time. And I really appreciate players like that because it shows like you don't need to be zen to be a top level pro. Can you help me to be good? I could try. Just trying to rush that one in a straight line as much as possible. Ooh, nice touch. Go 2100, change SSL to top 200. I definitely think there should be a rank specifically for players in the top 500 globally. I think that would actually be really cool. Maybe it shouldn't change your queuing, but I think rewarding people for being that high up would definitely make the grind a lot better. Especially in like 1s or something. Let's go! The fake reset into the flick! Whoop! More players are from South Sudan. Apparently something's going on in the country, but since it's against the rules, I can't really talk about it in detail. All right, well, I appreciate you respecting that, but yeah, that is a weird thing, local Duke guy, that a player has to deal with on Fort. Ooh, good challenge. Let it drop. Let it drop. Let it drop. Thank you. Your top 3's a lot. We try. It would give me a lot more confidence to Q1s and see 1200. Yeah, exactly. I just feel like it makes way more sense to... All right, we're back. I think it just makes way more sense to re-standardize ranks because it really should be like 1200 means the exact same thing. I don't even know what it would take to do that. I feel like it would just be a numbers transformation, but you have to fit anchor positions, and then you'd have to apply, because I don't think it's literally something you have to log transform. I don't really think that's even appropriate. I think you'd literally just have to be like, these are anchor things, and then transform. You could, because you can't. I'm trying to think the best way to do this. I need Lee Algebra Cow here to figure out how you would do that. He's the math PhD. I'm sure you could raise by the percentage. Kind of. That's my thought. Sorry, Terry. I think I have my notifications off, so like if someone invites me mid-game, it doesn't ping. I need a reliable person. Oh yeah, I'm on. SL on ones is like 13.67, others is 18.6. Yeah, exactly. Like it's. I think it would make way more sense to do that. I like to hit high ranks, but being in Australia, you play the same people from C2 until GC1. That is honestly the reason. That's another short video that I haven't put together. Maybe I'll put it together in a short. Anyway. That's a video I've wanted to put together for a while that, honestly, my biggest theory on why OCE has stagnated as a region is simply because they are geographically so far away from major regions that they can't adequately play them in ranked. Like, a lot of MENA players play against EU people because they can reasonably do that on like 110 to 140 ping, depending on the server and depending on the connection. And people from Japan, APAC can kind of play US West. Not really, but they can kind of make it work. Whereas like OCE, you are basically at like 180 to 200 ping to NA, and EU obviously is like not even close. And then the West you're really gonna be able to play as maybe Asia Pacific, but for the most part, you're just stuck playing the people in your own continent. And after a while, it's like you can't improve if you can't do cross-nation scrims, or more importantly, you can't play it in ranked against like high-level major region people. What's the Verge video called? Advanced Positioning Tutorial, I believe, or advanced positioning just generally. If you just Google that with Verge, there's like a giant thing. It's basically just talks about option coverage, and that's how I to this day always thought and coached Rocket League. Is essentially when you're moving around the field, you're basically presented with several options. You're trying to determine which one is the most likely, which one you can best cover, and which ones your teammate can cover. And that's exactly how you should reason out Rocket League. More investment in dedicated servers. Epic needs to invest millions of dollars in servers in the middle of the ocean. So it's perfect, the perfect midpoint between NA and OCE, between NA and EU. Wouldn't that be kind of cool though? If you live in NA East, you could play against people in EU and everyone would have like 60, 70 ping. Floating islands of servers. Let's go. Make it happen. Make it happen. We already run the internet lines across the world. Yeah, under the ocean. Hello, yes, I would like... Thunder, you feeling okay, buddy? The goal for 2050 is not flying cars, it would be internet with zero latency. Oh, yeah. Put servers on oil rigs. Shaner, see, you get me. Point Nemo servers when. See, you guys all are generational thinkers like I am. Yes, hello, US government. I would like a $4 trillion grant. No, of course it's for something important. Senator, yeah, in the funding meeting, it's like, Senator, respectfully, you've never played on 120 ping, have you? Sir, have you ever even grinded a ranked game? So what's your highest rank? You're unranked? See, I don't know why I have to talk to you. This is why I want experts on this panel. Nemo. Attach a server to the back of large fish. It's not that hard. What? He just clotheslined me off the wall. Sub. Yes, Thunder. Oh, thank you. I'm so sick of players going for redirects when it's like, just bump the one guy. We're venturing into the realm of fish doing unpaid labor, which is not cool. Give them a stipend and we can talk. Fish coming up to like a swimming pool and you're just tossing in bags of money. Like, there you go, guys. This is what happens when you don't set up your ACH in advance. Direct deposit. It's your friend. Then we have commentators online being like, we're currently paying fish for labor. Have we gone too woke? Hey, Mwad. Nice pass. I don't even know if you technically call it a pass. I have one friend who's way too into fish labor laws. Turret? Oh, imagine if we got that through. No! Thought I could beat him that. Wait. Wait, Thunder! Ah, lame. Imagine the fish carrying your server swims too far away, you start lagging your A's. Just, yeah, you're just going away and you're just like, you see your ping just slowly go. Contributes to 36% of this one fish's diet, I don't care. Exactly. Nothing I can do removing a half pound of plastic from the ocean per week. Yeah. Bro, what the heck? Justin is there for the shop. Fish sees a shark. Server goes down. Pause. Can you imagine how incredible? Imagine if like, what would be the worst moment to ruin with lag? I'd have to think that moment. Just, oh, yeah, someone made a meme about that where it got saved instead. It was really good. It was like if season 5 was played on this update because there's a bunch of connection issues or something with the servers. And then it was just Justin's like there for the shot, and then it cuts to like the ball like bouncing short, and then it shows Dignitas celebrating. I remember it being like a crazy tweet. It got like 2K likes or something like that. I wish I thought of that idea. It was really brilliantly put together. You not only pre-jumped me, but you got above where my hit was. Excited or exalted. Thank you for the $4.99. I predict to win. I also predict one. I've never lost. I've never lost twice with turret. Nice shot. Oh, nice shot. Squishy's being sealed and saved himself, but the culture's being pre-jump culture. You ever see the meme with that goal in the duplicate log? Yeah, that's funny. That one's a little bit easier to make, but it's still funny. Was it easy to score? Be real, I didn't see it. No, I mean, I just hit the ball forward. I'm sorry for spamming last time. Halo, your daily meme. Yeah, just don't send the same message over to everybody, and then we're fine. Listen to the mods. Listen to the mods, and we're all happier for it. Ooga booga. Hello, branch. Oh, what the hell? I hit that and it went like sideways on that touch. I really would have not. I would have bet money that that did not roll like that. Schnoip. How can I join from YouTube? There's a $sign in the bottom right of your YouTube chat. They call him Mr. Physics. Alrighty. I was trying to just be fat and in the way, but that works too. W clear. All right. Thought I was gonna go a little bit further off the wall, but as I jumped, I'm like, oh, that's actually more of like a high bounce than like a wide bounce, if you know what I mean. I was hoping Turret would stay up, grab that mid boost maybe. You made it. I'm gonna be fat and 50 face. I have a face for that. Damn. This is carnage right now. Imagine if Justin never made that 0-second goal. Honestly, so much of RL history would be like really weirded out by that. Because not only was that, I think people forget that that goal wasn't just significant. Oh wait, I just changed to 10, but no, we're $1 short of $5. That's funny. I think the biggest, I will say, if I could change one thing about Rocket League history is, I don't even care that Dignitas, I don't even care that like Energy lost that grand final. I would say more so it's important that they don't lose off of a team bump. That is the only thing I got upset about, because that's like the one thing that it's like Justin's goal in by itself is such a cool and iconic moment. Like, wow, game tying 0-second goal in the World Championship Grand Final Game 7, like that's crazy. But it's so much cooler when you think about it, like, oh, imagine if that happens, or less cool when you're like, oh, that happened, and then they lost 19 seconds into overtime because they bumped each other, you know? Like, I only wish it went into like a 3-minute overtime and ended with like an actual goal. I don't even care if they lost. It's like Mike, holy crap. Yeah, boy, he's still around. He's an OG of the PS4 era. Realize Jeff. Welcome in, fellow Jeff. My name is Jeff as well. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys follow for Jeff content, I suppose I do by definition have it. But I'm Dana Taco, full-time Rocket League creator and caster. So if you only watch RLCS, probably never heard of me. If you watch a lot of things outside RLCS, you've probably heard a lot of me. Drop a file if you're new. Typically GC3 SSL at the end of the season. Right now we're trying to get back to SSL and rank. Yeah, we're not gonna get that. Jeff Reed. Hello, Hammer. He's got that. Nice. Dodge that demo. I think that's bar down, maybe? Okay, I checked my time on that. Did not need to do that, but okay. Better than Jeff on Jeff violence. Nice preaching. Sad. I don't know how that happened. I mean, sick Mike and forever. What a blast. Oh, Shaner, do you know what your guys' win condition is for Davenport to get into CCC? Because honestly, we're building such an insane roster that I'll be very upset if we can't get you guys in through one of those qual spots. Especially since I have no idea where GLEC is. Like, there's a bunch of updates from fall, and then it's like they fired their entire socials and tournament admin team because there's no spring 2025 thing. Bad about that for an hour. Yeah, me and him were talking about it, and we were trying to figure out like what the frickin' teams are. Ugh, man, I was blinded so hard on that. And we were like, wait, GLEC last year was you guys, so I'd assume it'd be you guys again, but it was also just like, I cannot figure it out. Hey, Sadavex. Hi, Ben. Pretty good. We're trying to get the wins up in threes again. But he flicked him. No, why? Oh, he had the flick and then he dropped it, but I didn't know he was gonna drop it, so I pre-jumped him because I was like, oh, he's gonna flick an eye. Oh no. That's on me more than him, but I was just like, I was so confident he was just gonna push that across. That's funny. Oh, close on. Wow. You're in a squad for 3? Just me and Turret right now. You should get the NECC bid per rules, but now we're just making sure NECC actually selects us to go and not some random team. Well, based on placement, you guys should get there, I think. Because you're far enough. I thought you guys were going to get in through GLEC and then Oklahoma Christian would qualify through NECC, because then they'd be the only one. But I just don't know which one takes precedence or what, if they just do it by date. You know, if you qualify through X, then you get in through a Y. We never played that. Well, you guys played in, I think you did. I think it's just the Great Lakes thing, but it's not Great Lakes TRL. They're like distinct, which is why it's confusing. We should not be losing that. NC's admin told me that they're allowed to pick whatever team they want, which doesn't make much sense. Yeah, that seems wrong. It should be in conjunction with CECC, you know? Glad I can not. I could have sworn I did the GLEC thing and it posted you guys, but maybe I'm confused. Where's Sydney? Sydney, Australia? I'm in a champ because of your help. Good to hear, Mitchell. Keep it going, buddy. The Goliath bid was taken away. Yeah, that's why I'm confused on what the heck it is, because I keep Googling glec.gg or whatever, and that thing like got closed like in recent like there's no spring record of it existing. So I was like, I don't even know what this means. But NECC selecting you guys is stupid because ultimately every other team from CCC at the top that's in NECC playoffs is there. So I think you should get it. I think they're just giving you that answer of like, we'll pick whoever we want just because they haven't run the math yet on like who got qualifier already. So they're probably just like, well, we're not just gonna pick you because you got far, like there's a process. Yeah, if you don't get in, I'll riot, to be honest, because we should be getting you guys there instead of like some team that's gonna finish like 8th for no reason. I just don't understand any logic that it would take to not put you guys in, since you guys already qualified in through other things. I also want that. I also want CCC to be like incredibly stacked, because in previous years we've had like a couple good teams, but everyone was like, no Northwood, no St. Clair, no whatever. At this point, we basically have every top team in the top 16 outside of like Michigan State and like. Or Oklahoma Christian and like Maryville, because I think Speed has said he wants to sit out because RLCS quals are that weekend. He wants to focus just 100% on those, which I do understand like why you would do that, but Personally, I feel like he could do both, but I'm not gonna, I mean, it's his job. I understand he wants to be able to prioritize RLCS over everything. I just don't know how that works with Arju. So I would love to have St. Clair there and not be with a sub. Yeah, because I want those, didn't want that, damn it. I definitely want those brackets to be stacked. Like, of course, we're gonna have the small fry teams that aren't really, like, obviously that level, but they're still conference champions. That's means something. But as long as we have, like, all the top teams, it's still gonna be a stacked bracket. I'm gonna be there for it. If you guess where I'm from, I'll subscribe. How about you just like the stream? If you like the stream, then you sub instead of me having to jump through hoops to earn a sub. That should just be based on if you like the content anyway. Just for the record, guys, I'm not a huge fan of you trying to gamify this stuff, because if it's one thing, if it's like, oh, you know, giving me like some challenge or whatever, but like I always hated it when people are like, I'm not gonna sub unless you do this, because it's very much like Dance Monkey Dance type thing. And it's like, buddy, if you like the stream, sub. If not, then go. I'm not gonna sit here and guess where you're from. Guess through a bunch of cities and states, and you might be like, oh, you're wrong. Okay, cool. Then even if you like the stream, that means you won't sub because I didn't correctly guess where you're from or whatever. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Guess what planet I am from? There's literally no way of knowing that, JC, all right? Nice. But I ate on March 16th for some giftage. I'm gonna say food. Final answer. Or my favorite, when every YouTuber or person comes in and be like, what rank are you? I'm like GC3 right now. They're like, oh, cool. Do a Psycho. I'm like, oh, do the hardest mechanic in the game? Okay, no problem. Maybe not hardest mechanic, but definitely like the most difficult to authentically set up. Oh yeah, I'm in a GC3 lobby. Let me just casually set up a Psycho attempt. Like, so many things have to go right for that to be able to happen. Shouldn't have turned up field on that. I turned up field on that because I was like, I think Turd has that, but I should have just in case, should have backed up because I knew that was going to be a weird read. Me and Turd have a pretty good clip a while back where he psychoed a clear, and then I took it and double tapped it over the shoulder. And I was like, oh, what a counterattack. That's the best counterattack you'll ever see, chat. And all the comments are like, you stole that dude's Psycho. I'm like, I 100% did not. It was going wide and there was a goalie in net. But, wow, everyone just said like, wow, what a dick, he stole his goal. It's like, okay, buddy. It's lack of ball knowledge there. When the knowers don't know. Self-proclaimed knowers when they see a Psycho attempt. I was talking to Mole Man. Wait, you're gonna sub to a person in chat? Confused. Open net's the hardest mech. Crossbar ping into major proves it. True. What? Not the YouTube chat is doing follow for follow. Sad state of affairs out there. CJ, your ass is mine? It is. It was, in fact, mine. Oh my god, he's so good. He's so good. Oh, he's almost good. I'm gonna keep that away from the line just so it doesn't get cleared back immediately. Nice. Oh. Ethan, all you gotta do is clear it? No. Nice. Thoroughly impressed by it. But I sat down and watched a YouTube video of yours for the first time the other day. I was thoroughly impressed by the production quality. I subscribed. Oh, well, thank you. I need to get back to editing. I need to get back into like weird videos. I posted the occasional weird stuff. You totally stole my psycho that was hitting the post. No, you totally stole that psycho. I don't even think it was hitting the post, dude. I think it was just like, oh, I think it was like a half a ball width wide, and I could tell it wasn't going in. So I'm like, okay, I can go for this. If it was actively on target, I probably would have just chased the demo. It was like, good, bro. Thank you. I definitely think I could be trying harder with some content, but I think that I edit them well enough that I'm like, you know, once upon a time, if you just get enough momentum and you get enough people willing to check out your stuff, like those videos, if they're good, they'll get numbers, you know? And if not, you can't always blame it on like, man, the algo just hates me. Like, no, the algo loves people who click on a video and stay on it. Problem is just finding what your audience actually likes, you know? Like, I've seen a lot of videos get posted by creators that are great videos, but they're not meant for his audience or something, you know? Like, if you're, like, for example, like, Waiton's audience is great for like long form type videos and docs because that's exactly what he caters to. Whereas if he did only gameplay stuff and then posted that, then people would be like, because they're like, I don't know if I want to watch something like this when that's not why I come here. Which is why whenever I post something interesting, I think about RLCS, people are like, what is this? Because they don't come here for RLCS coverage. And this means they think I hate 95% of Rocket League content. I don't hate any Rocket League content. I really just think it's like very straightforward. It's very cookie cutter. But hey, whatever gets their bread, you know. Like Seabell did a whole post about Mr. Napkin getting like a crazy amount of views on a video that's just like very like straightforward. It's because like honestly a lot of players, I think they watch RLCS if you play Rocket League, but at the same time they don't really care for the history of RLCS and all these like historical deep dive. And so like Waiton puts together, in my opinion, Waiton is the highest quality on average pure Rocket League creator we have on this platform, or on any platform for YouTube. He deserves an org pickup so hard. He's like someone I would employ to run like docs content for sure. Anytime I post something. But the thing that people don't understand about Waiton is that when you guys look at all the higher end YouTubers and you see all the editing and how good it is, that's an editor doing it. Whereas Waiton, he edits all of that himself. Like he is a one-man production pipeline to voiceover, filming, editing, like FX, like all that stuff. That's super impressive to me. Not to say that if a YouTuber uses an editor, they're lesser than creative, but like the fact that he learned how to do all that on his own and it looks just as good, if not better than like most like professional editors is nutty. Man is talented. He deserves all the views and money that comes his way. Good night, y'all. Good night, Mwad. Mr. Napkin knows his viewer base. I know him. All he does is cater to people who watch video, and that's usually younger kids. But that's the thing, Corrupt, is like, I'm not saying he's a bad creator. In fact, I think if you're making videos that consistently bang viewership-wise, you are a smart creator. Yeah, why would you branch out your content if what works, works? Like, yeah, innovate a little, but like, I don't blame him for making a type of video where it's like, can one guy win against one of each rank or something? Like, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, if that gets views, why would you change that up too much? Like, Seabell was talking about frustration, but even he was like, I don't hate Mr. Napkin, by the way. I don't think he's a lazy creator. I think he's making a lot of money doing something that works for him. He's like, I just am irritated that, like, this video definitely was filmed and edited in, like, under a week, whereas, like, Waiton's is, like, something you take, like, 2 months to pump out. Like, he's like, it's such a labor of love. It looks so good. You know, it's solid from start to finish, but it just doesn't bang the same way because that's just not what Rocket League content is anymore. It's why I do envy more variety creators. Like I'm a sweaty like comp gamer. I'm not really a casual gamer, which is part of the issue I hate my brain about. I struggle to get into games where there isn't a competitive aspect or a high difficulty, which is why the only things I've streamed on this channel are Rocket League Ranked, Elden Ring, or Dark Souls, or some. I do not think that was in. I think he's just repeating success. I mean, exactly. If you're printing money on YouTube, I would not judge anyone for doing that sub. Like, yeah, get your bag. But also, this is just like how content works, you know? Like, you have any idea how many times I'm scrolling through shorts and and I get comments where people are like, man, I love your editing. It's so clean. It's like, this video's so fun, blah, blah. And then like an unedited clip of a guy doing a flip reset gets like 500,000 likes or 500,000 views. And all the comments are like, oh man, that was clean. I'm like, how the heck did this happen? And I click on this guy's profile. I'm like, oh, he's probably got like a bunch of subs. He's got like 1,000. I'm like, how did this tweet pop? Like, what's going on here? I'm not saying my videos are like, all of them deserve to get that amount, but it's like, that's just how content is. You look at something that you're like, I don't physically understand how this gets more views, but okay. I will say the one thing I don't do is do viral audio, which I probably should a lot more. Use all those like trending weird ass songs and sound effects. Turt scores these. He's never not scored these. Nice. We used to go golfing together. He knows you while he wants some channel. He's more into music now, but it's not connected to Mr. Napkin name. That's very cool. Especially if like his YouTube is like, if he can keep that consistent and he's getting like 500K views, he's getting good money off that. The CPM is not great for YouTube on gaming. I think for me, I don't know what larger creators get. For me, I think it's like $6 per 1,000 views on a long form video. But you know, if you're getting 500K and $6 per, like that's a solid chunk of money you're getting. Like legit $3,000 off one video that you can put out in a week. Hell yeah. Hey, Marcus. Yeah, I don't want to like insult any creators. There's no creator that I actively like dislike. Even the closest I think to an actively disliked Rocket League creator is Spook Luke. But I think that's honestly just because of his training program. His actual content, I don't really mind. I don't agree with some of it, but I also understand the game that he's trying to play, where he's trying to do coaching content on something that's really complex, like game sense and like training stuff, and then condensing it down to like under a minute on a short or something, which is fundamentally just not how it works, you know? Bryce XD. I mean, I have never seen Bryce XD's content personally. All I know is he just yells a lot, but hey, that content creator brand exists and everything. And I don't hate anyone for like that. That's a kind of a gimmick, but you know, if it works. As long as you're not like an actual horrible person, like throwing slurs or whatever. If you're a rage streamer, like go for it. You know, that stuff can be goofy. Brado! Buddy boy, I had a front row seat to that travesty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can one of my mods marker that? I don't have the finger for it right now. Oh my lord, dude. Oh, if I turned early, that's a goal. I didn't realize they all like were hibernating there. Okay, I'll mark it real quick. Oh no, I got alt tabbed. Whoa, what the heck? Oh my God, my game like closed. It like did not let me move for a second. That was terrifying. If I threw off that, it would have been hilarious. Wow, Brady, you threw that game me immediately throwing. Clipped it for you, thank you. That's fine. Oh, we're playing against Tut. That guy's a military gaming tournament generational talent. And we let that go. On 4, what do we lose? He just blames his teammates every time he loses, Bryce. Yeah, I mean, that's just what ranked is about, you know? Like, it's hard to just perfectly play straight-faced and be like, no, it's fine. Just to know. I'm not sure, Corrupt. I know he's probably made a decent amount. He's got enough to like employ full-time editor, and I know he was using Delaney or whatever as like also like the guy who's like running the platform, like an admin. So he's probably got a decent amount of people. He was like employing people. My gosh. Following trends with changing up variances of repeated noises, songs to a list of responsible. So slight changes to that are skipping a short to bringing back the sound of a recurring joke is awesome. Mods ban them, they give him VIP to taste sweet life, then ban him again. It's kind of goofy. I just think trending audio is kind of lame. I've always tried to make my video change across it, but I also realize that sometimes people will listen to shorts because of the audio. So I kind of need to like acknowledge that and just get good at actually embracing that type of content editing. That was in. Nice. I've heard a lot of people he was to pay, he didn't on top of the price is crazy. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with like that type of thing. Why do I have 7 ping? Damn, I am in the server. This US Central, okay, this is 100% a Dallas server. I'm right down the road from this thing. I think at the end of the day, like if someone charges $1,000 for coaching and you just pay that, I don't think you got ripped off, to be honest, you know? Like, that's what I don't get. They're like, oh, they're ripping people off. Buddy, you're the one that clicked confirm payment. You're not the one that shopped around prices. And people are like, yeah, but he's a kid. He doesn't know better. No, no kid has $1,000 to spend. If their parents were like, sure, pay $1,000, I don't even care. If my kid came up to me and be like, I want to buy Rocket League coaching to a stranger on the internet, can we pay him $1,000? And they say yes, then they don't care about that $1,000, you know? Like, there's entire websites like Medify dedicated to coaching. You didn't once Google Rocket League coaching and see Medify as the top link, you know? Where you can literally get a pro level coach giving you a session for like $100. So that's my biggest issue. People are like, it's a ripoff. No, it's a bad value, I would argue, but that's not a ripoff. That's not a ripoff in the sense that like, oh, he conned people. No, he didn't. He offered a product, you bought it. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't be that expensive. I don't think any coaching would be worth $1,000 unless you're getting daily stuff, you know. Ooh, imagine if I had the reset on that. 5,100 playing in person. Yeah, I think my rate going when I was like doing hardcore coaching was like 35 a session. If it was team, I would do 45. Because I felt like, or I'd do like, yeah, I'd do like 30, I think, for like individual coaching, and then for team coaching, I would do like 45, 50, depending on the session. But it just always bothered me when people act like Spook Luke is selling you a product that's bad. Honestly, the biggest red flag for me was he said, oh, I can guarantee through this coaching you'll reach X rank. I'm like, you can't guarantee something like that. That's such a great save. Ugh. I turned so slow. That's my biggest beef. He's like, I'll guarantee within like X things, you'll get to GC. Or like, you'll improve. I'm like, that's a dangerous thing. I always tell people after coaching sessions, write down what I told you and try to slowly incorporate that into a game. You're not gonna see immediate results, but I guarantee in like a week, you'll at least feel a little bit more in control. That's the guarantee I'll give. Like, you'll feel a little bit better. I can't guarantee you'll win more. But I've had a lot of people after coaching sessions come back after like a week or two and be like, oh, I'm actually starting to win games and not feel overwhelmed during ranked. So thank you. And I'm like, yeah, that's what coaching is. Gives you perspective. You still have to apply it though. I do kind of miss coaching, but I do not miss scheduling coaching. I guarantee if you play this game enough, you will improve. It depends on how you play it though. Because yeah, you can play ranked for thousands of hours, but there's a lot of people who just grind ranked and don't improve fast enough, and it's because you're not actually getting practice. It's like going to the gym and doing 1 rep of an exercise, then moving to a different exercise, and then doing 1 rep of that, and then going to the next one. Like, yeah, technically you are doing strength training, but you're not actually getting concerted reps on an area, you know? Like when you're in custom training and drilling air dribbles over and over and over and over and over and over, that's how you actually get good. But in a game where you're getting maybe 1 or 2 air dribbles an entire game, like you're not gonna get better at them by just playing the game a lot, you know? That's the one thing I feel like people need to know. Custom training isn't just like a fun way to improve from time to time. It should be like the core aspect of how you play this game for like, I would say most of the beginner ranks. Whoop. Like that's my going advice basically for all players now. If you are below champ, a majority of your time should be spent in custom training. It's about giving someone a set of tools and allowing them to learn to use them. Yeah. And that's why I like team coaching, because it's not about, I have a system, this is how it's going to work. You have to like take in all your players holistically, figure out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and then how you maximize the strengths and then minimize the weaknesses. That's the way I thought about it when I was coaching, and I felt like that always worked pretty well. Because that way no one's forced into a position they don't like to play. You can kind of make anything work if you're creative enough. I know for USF it was really fun to coach them because we had a lot of really smart players. And if not for, yeah, I think we lost out on we lost out on CRL. I remember one semester by 1 goal, and I was so devastated by that. Lost against frickin' Akron bums. Game 5 overtime heartbreaker. Team coach is so much more fun. Yep. Took 3 years to get to GC2. Now I don't really play. Still similar range of C2 to... Oh, right. Turd has to restart his game. Yeah, we'll queue in a sec. Started Nintendo Switch in 2017, RIP. Got champ, play casual for 3 years, and got 1800 MR. Oh. Hey, Jeff, your credit score improved. Cool. Love having a better credit score. Very nice. Off to work. Peace. See you, JC. When I do sessions, I space about like 2 weeks. I come back to see me, and let's do another replay so I have time. I don't want to be coaching the same things over and over again. That's why I don't get those programs that are like, we're going to give you, every day, we're going to coach you on something new. It's like that, but coaching is like a, so coaching, like learning anything complex is like, because I used to teach psych stuff in college. And a lot of the time, statistics is kind of like that. It's a very hard thing for a lot of players to grasp, or people to grasp, because it's a math that is very conceptual, I think, compared to like algebra, for example, or pre-calc. And so when people get into it, they don't get it at first. But the more you kind of just like slowly drill it in, then after like a week or two, then I notice a lot of my students are like, oh, wait, okay, I'm slowly getting on. Like, it's not something where you're confused, you have it explained a couple times, and then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. And then you move on. Like, it's something you really have to, like, take a step back and let it breathe. And I feel like coaching is the same way. When you get a coaching session, you're going to have a couple moments where you're like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. But it's not until you really take the time to deliberately apply that to your game and then in like 2 weeks later, then you'll be like, oh, that's why you do that. That's why pros cut. That's why they blah, blah, blah. Like, you know? And I feel like that's the value of coaching, is just giving you another perspective. That's how I've always defined it. Coaching will not definitively make you better, but it will explain to you why you're hard stuck. When you're hard stuck, you do not know what you don't know. So you're like, why are you behind? I don't know. Maybe I just need to get better. But like, you don't have a clear answer. Whereas most of the time, a coach can look at your gameplay and be like, oh, okay, buddy, this is what you're doing that you should be doing differently. I could teach AP pre-calc. AP pre-calc, is that a thing? Is there an AP pre-calc? We did a A, B, and BC, I think, which is like 1 semester of college math versus in a year, spread out across a year, versus BC, which is like a standard thing. There's AP pre-calc. I'm learning new things. Advanced placement. No, I know advanced placement. I just don't, I never knew there was AP pre-calc. At least back in my day, we didn't have those, but maybe my school just didn't have that much specialization. We had AP stats, we had AP B, like we had the AB calc and BC calc, and then we had U.S. history. I'm trying to remember the APs. I took psychology. I think that's about it, honestly. I can't remember any other AP. Oh, AP literature. I think that's about it. Is 1 and 2? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Man, I don't know why my reads off corner have been very weird today. Wow, what a terrible pass. Never mind, great pass. If you're going to be locked in a room forever and you had to pick one system and 2 games to play forever, what would it be? You didn't touch that? think again. One console. Oof. See, if it was forever, it has to be an infinitely replayable game. That's the issue. Is saying PC a cheat? Because if I can't play games, I at least want to be able to like do stuff on the PC, you know? No, Dance Monkey Dance is just when I hate it when people are like, I'm only gonna sub if you do this. Oh, I'm only gonna dono if you do this. The dono ones are even worse because 99% of the time they do not dono. I remember there was like, I'll donate if you hit a flip reset, and then like 1 minute later I hit a flip reset, and they're just like, oh, and then they leave, and you're just like, dick. Like you just wanted to incentivize a streamer to do something. I auto ban those people. I can't stand people who say they're gonna dono and then they decide not to. Oh, sorry. I thought he gave that up. I thought he popped it once. Yeah, yeah, teaching stats is definitely my most rewarding course. Because when you get students to click on that, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Best compliment I ever got was being the TA for stats professor, and we would basically just do exactly what they did in class, but more practice problems, and it was my job to basically like explain to them why they're screwing something up or whatever. And it was really rewarding. I remember at the end of the semester when I asked everybody, like, okay, that's your last class. I have office hours tomorrow and then in the next day before your test, but, you know, email me if you need to set an appointment, any questions. And I remember one of the people was like in the chat for Zoom, because it's during COVID. They're just like, oh, like, are you going to be the TA next semester? I would like you to be the TA for next semester. And then a bunch of people in chat said, yeah, this. Like, I did like the up arrow, and I was like, aw, that was very sweet. One of the few warm memories I have from grad school. What's your degree in? Bachelor's and master's in psychology. Specialty in social psychology, subspecialty in political and moral psychology. Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, unfortunately, my master's degree is actually hurting my job prospects from what I can tell. Because any company that sees a master's is like, well, we don't want to be forced to pay you more. So they've been getting a fair amount of rejections for stuff very quickly, which is hilarious. And I asked my friend, they're like, yeah, unfortunately, some jobs, they want a bachelor's so they can underpay you. Which is crazy, because some of these jobs will even say, like, we want specifically, and I understand some of you guys are probably like, well, you're applying to a job you're not qualified for or whatever. But like, I'm applying to basically the exact same job I worked for 3 years before I went to grad school. And I have like 7 years of experience in that role in total. And people are just like, sorry, we're going with someone else. Or, oh, sorry, we're going to reject you. And I'm just like, that's insane. Nice hair. Oh, thank you, Jazz. Nice jazz. Have you been to the interview yet? No, that one job didn't get back to me. I actually did spend 20 minutes tailoring a new cover later and slightly revising a resume for a car salesman job near me, because low-key, I come from a family of salesmen. I've always wanted to try selling cars. I remember there's many car salesmen that says like that lived around me in my neighborhood, and they were not charismatic people, and they made a good living. So it makes me feel like if I could do that, I could clean up. The place said it's truly entry level. They're like, you do not need any prior experience. Like if you do, great, but like, we'll train you. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I live like 3 minutes away from that dealership. They say they have like super aggressive commission as well, so I'm like, yeah, if you're moving a couple cars a month, then hell yeah. I don't see the Minecraft movie? No, Juan. We're not engaging in chicken jockey dialogue. Work in sales. I found out I contributed 20% of my company's income, so I negotiated something amazing after getting minimum wage initially. Damn, well done, Mo man. More education wants bachelor's. Most education wants bachelor's, so I can pay you less. Yep. I know a dude in the Rocket League scene that finished a bachelor's in computer science 3 years but can't get a job because he didn't do an internship. So you need to get an IT certificate to apply to help desk jobs. Just sad. Yep. That's kind of where we're at. But it's Nissan. Nissan isn't doing too great lately. What? I don't honestly care how good the company's doing, so long as they're paying me a base level 60K. I mean, it happens. Again, no one's obligated to a job or anything. Just trying to stay afloat. Y'all tried milk jello? What? Personally, Juan? Jail. If I take a stock option, exactly. Like, if they're just paying me a paycheck, as long as I stay in business, I do not care. No. We're hiring sales in AZ. Unfortunately, I am not living in AZ. I don't have explicit sales experience. That's part of the reason why it's kind of frustrating. Because I genuinely believe, like, if I just got a shot at it, I'd be able to make that work. But, you know, it's hard when every 99... That's why this the car dealership just stood out to me, because it was the first... Literally, I'm not even joking, the first time I have seen a job open up like that specifically was like, you do not need prior experience. 90% of them are like, hey guys, this is an entry-level position, but you need to have worked in sales for 4 years. And I'm like, okay, well then, fun fact, that's not entry-level. Like, I'm sorry, but if I need to work for almost half a decade in this field beforehand, that's what we would call an intermediate level position. That's why I kind of marketed this as like, I'm like, you know, I work basically in digital marketing and social media management. I'm a good public speaker. Like, I have all these skills that I think would be very straightforward in a sales environment. I didn't mention, if it wasn't a trillion years ago, I'm like, I used to train the tour guides on my campus. Basically because the administration, the admissions office said, like, we like how you do tours and whatnot, so we'd prefer everyone learns from you. And I'm like, if that doesn't tell you that I have that salesman knack, you know? Bro, I don't even care about the 40K. Like, I make enough from casting and content to make it work. That's why, like, I'm trying to be flexible with pay, because as long as it pays, like, 35K or more, like, I'm fine. But I've lost $20,000 this year already because of budget cuts. Like, it's absurd how many tournaments have been, like, canceled and shunted. So now, like, it's not like, oh, you know, I can make my bills, which is going to be a little tighter. It's, like, legitimately, like, month to month, it has been vicious, dude. What? First baseball game was 0-0. They ended in a tie? Lame. Working in military, retail, or prison will teach you social and people skills. That is also true. Yeah, Bass and I collectively have lost, are probably going to be like 15K to 20K less money this year. I can ask about Texas. That'd be dope, Austin. Because I would love to try out sales. I'm confident that if you just like gave me like some light training on like the process that they want to go through, I'd love to. I just never enjoy the idea of like going door to door, you know? Like that's the only thing I've never wanted to do. I don't want to be the guys cold calling people in a telemarketing. Like, but if you put me in like a sales room, I bet I could do that. That's basically what I was doing in admissions for years. Looking to BTB sales. I always wonder what that is. Like to fun like 99% of the time. I mean, it has been. It's just like every year has gotten a little bit rougher and rougher and rougher. On top of the fact, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna name names, but there are people who get rights to something and then they will basically run it into the ground and then lose out sponsors because of it. And then they'll just be like, sorry guys, industry's rough nowadays. I'm like, industry's not rough, you just blew the negotiation. Like, you know why Gen G has Mobile One? It's because KCP blew their bid. Like, that was supposed to be Kansas City's massive sponsor, and then they blew it. And then Gen G was like, hey, we'll take that, and then Gen G paid them. And that's why Gen G has $1 trillion now. I got some significant BTB last year and offered an interview almost immediately. What? Well, now I'm gonna have to look into that then. So we aren't door to door. We got to learn the price, we self-service, which all the fun stuff. See, I'm open to that. Like, I'm open to that idea. Like, if I just have to learn a product menu and then be able to like learn to talk to people, that's fine. I just don't want to have to like cold call people all the time. That my whole job is basically telemarketing. Because I know every sales job consists of a little bit of that. Like, you know, the people who like come to the dealership, you know, come into the dealership, do something, blah blah blah. Excuse me, like come into a dealership, like deal with some nonsense for a bit, and then they walk out, and then you call them just to follow up, like, hey, still in the market? Like, I understand that type of stuff, but never understood the jobs. Are like, yeah, we're looking for a sales professional. I'm like, this isn't sales. This is just literally bothering people while they're trying to eat dinner. Cold calling door to door would require me to swallow a large chunk of my pride. That's not even pride. I just, like, no one enjoys those people. Got some offered interview immediately, and with 2 degrees, you'd be a much more qualified candidate than me and cold calling. I'll remember the boss seriously. Especially if you're willing to start low and work your way up, most of sales teams like 150 to 250K. Honestly, Austin, I will take anything that isn't a poverty wage, like dead ass. Like if they need someone in Texas, I'm willing to be like, I will be the greatest, most loyal employee ever for $30,000 a year. Like legitimately, I'll pay my way up. That would be the greatest vouch, 100%. Holy crap, that's loud, I'm sorry. Go for your childhood and just become an astronaut? No degree required, by the way. Entry level astronaut position, chat. That's a lot more. Yeah, I know, but like if that would be the selling point of someone being like, hey, do we have any positions in Texas available for this guy? Like in around Dallas area or whatever? And they're just like, well, yeah, but maybe he's not as qualified. We'd just be like, hey, listen, if you need a body, you need someone to do that. Plus, nowadays, like a vouch from someone internally in the company that's trusted goes way further than literally anything that you could possibly put on a resume nowadays. How long can you hold your breath? That's the interviewer questions for NASA. Yep. You should be one of those guys who changes the light bulbs in cell towers. Bro, that's terrifying. That's a lot more than 60K annually. Yeah, I know, but like, still, it's not that I'm like, oh, I'm choosing between jobs. I want a job, you know? 100K climb, you do it twice a year. Honestly, dude, that would make me poop my pants, 100%. Also, I feel like you have to be like an electrician or some like... Turn my game lagged or controller DC, one of those. Been on this for years. I don't know what sales starts at, but if the boss sees initiatives, he rewards you financially. That's a good system, especially if you're pulling in cash and you see like someone working hard. I always like businesses like that. That's the best employee satisfaction when like, because ultimately that's what, I don't want to bring this into a broader conversation, but ultimately at its core, that is the best part of capitalism in a nutshell. Like, ideally, the harder you work, or at least like the effort you put in, if you bring a great outcome, great, then you deserve a little bit more. That's the basic concept of why private industry is so attractive to people. But it's crazy how many companies just forget that aspect And they're like, hey man, you've been our top performer for years. Anyway, we're not gonna give you a pay raise and you don't get a bonus. And it's just like, it's like, okay, cool. Meanwhile, boss is pulling in like 4 mil a year and you're just like, so. Shout out to the Herman Miller CEO. That is still the best video on the internet to me. If you ever want to just be angry for no reason, go watch that. The Herman Miller all hands meeting. Explaining to why the company didn't do well enough and hit sales target, and that's why no one gets a bonus this year, but she gets her $2 million bonus. Oh my God, these goals are so stupid, dude. Ethan MP4, shout out Herman Miller, not their CEO though. When you multi-stream, do you chats go to both Streamlabs or whatever? I don't use Streamlabs because I'm not a child. Both my chats go to one app through StreamerBot, which is a great bot to use in your stream and content. So I just pin that window into my OBS. Oh my freaking God, dude. This game. I'm back. How are the games going? Pretty well. This one just got out of hand. Are you in Dallas? I'm in Frisco Plano area, basically. So basically, yes, Dallas area, DFW. StreamerBot? StreamerBot, yes. It's got a purple and light blue logo. All right, chat, we might be boned here. Never mind. Guess where I'm from when I was sub? Ohio? Michigan? Wait, you think we were playing together? I did not notice that. Oh, wait, we were. My brain was turned off, dude. There's another Ethan that I used to play against a lot that I was like, oh, I think that's someone else. So my brain didn't even click that that was you. That's funny. Logo colors are aesthetically pleasing. Oh, yeah. Without him, bro, we won the war. That's how it should be, Ethan. How's streams going lately? How's your 7 million sub goal going? Dude, sad. I increased the sub goal, as you should. That's called the top performer right there. A little wide, or a little high, rather. Oh my God, Hawk and I both turned at the same time. That's so funny. That's so funny. He's just like me, dude. Please. Okay, so I'll give that part out. One of these days, Mr. Reese getting pulled through and the student loan debt will be gone. That is the dream. I'm not gonna lie, if I was like a millionaire, like crazy rich person, I would do that every day. Just go into someone's stream, just donate a fat frickin' stack and be like, all right, bye. No words, just be like, I just wanna make your day. I always thought those were my favorite types of videos when like, I think Musty did it a while back where he just did a video where he literally just donated $1,000 to a bunch of streamers and just left their chat. And he just clipped their reactions and put them in a video. And I'm like, that's really heartwarming stuff. Because yeah, it's a flex video in a way, but most importantly, it's helping other people, you know?
Even though you said I was from fucking Ohio.
Sorry, I forgot for a second where Davenport was. Thank you for the primer, Shane. Nope! Hawk, you might have boosted! Dude, I cannot stand these frickin' GC3 frauds with 100 boosts staring at a ball floating through the air. Like, you can beat him to it, just go. Just go! I will say, very awkward goals throughout that game, so I can't really blame us losing that, but always irritating. Michiganders have a burning hatred for them. I see. Jeff, thanks for expressing your interest in UT Southwestern. Oh, it's not even a response about my apps. Dude, I hate you guys. What do you dual stream on? I use OBS and I use Atom. I dual stream on YouTube and Twitch. Stream's been good, just smiling, bro. Hell yeah! How do I know that though? Core Power sponsor. I freaking love Core Power, low key. If we get the viewership back to like 6 months ago levels, I'm definitely sending some messages. Honestly, I might shoot a shot with Juvie because we worked with them for the LG event. And I'm not gonna lie, this is my new favorite energy drink. I understand why people love this company so much. I thought they were just, fellatio providers for 100 Thieves or whatever. Because I know they used to be like basically owned under the same name. Honestly, just having a code for Juvie would be great. But if they set, but honestly, I don't need them to pay me. I just want them to send me free Juvie, you know? Because that in a way is basically the same as like giving me money. Because I'm already spending some money on energy drinks, you know? Oh, I'm sorry, Turd. I thought you were like chilling on the back post. So I was like, oh, I can probably find you there. Have you guys seen the? Have you guys see the Marvel Rivals thing he got in trouble for? Because he was trying to type GG's gamers, but or something, and or no, what was he saying? He said something else. He tried to say like GG's something, but it censored the first 3 thing, and it just held in his final 3 letters, so it looked like he said like GG's, and it was like blank 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 ERS. And he's like, oh my God, that censor made it so much worse. He's like, why did it do that? That's so freaking funny, dude. Yeah, GG shitters, and then it immediately just goes to ERS ending with a bunch of censor in the front. It's like, wow, that sounds way worse. The official Marvel Rivals, like Twitter, basically, like, has been memeing that occasionally and like throwing it out. He was so scared. I mean, that's literally something. Well, he has the best type of thing for that type of quote, because you can see him obviously type in not that, and then it translates. So like, yeah, you can kind of be scared, but at the same time, I think you know you have the deniability of like, you know what I was trying to say, because the clip is right there. Guy, his name was Nasser. Yeah, it's the World of Warcraft guy or something. It's Nasser, and then it just bleeps ass. So just N blank 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 ER. Oh, man, I undercut that flip for no reason. Gen Discord was cleared out immediately after that. I mean, yeah, it's still something that he knows as a big creator can be blown out of proportion. Because the biggest thing I think clips like that struggle with is context. Like, a lot of people will be like, wow, I can't believe you typed that, and that's it. All it takes is one person poorly cropping that to start a viral tweet, you know? Especially for someone as big as him. I almost became his dad. Almost signed the papers right there. Fitz had that one that, oops, fits. Like large fits or Rocket League fits? Not say Fitz isn't large as a creator. I'm proud of him churning out the content. Oh, Flitz. Okay, I saw Fitz. I was like, wait, what? I wasn't sure if that was a typo. What? Oof, I had to play off his touch, and he didn't touch it. Interesting. All right, I literally just dove in that and faked just because I knew the guy behind me would probably bite on that. That's gonna be it over. Like him stammering over words, it was tough. I mean, stuff like that, it's just like, it's why you gotta be careful when you say stuff. Can really get tripped up. I mean, there's the amount of times a caster will change between shot and hit mid-call, and you immediately say shit on air. I think Crowley did that a while back. Yeah, but all that stuff is accidental, like, obviously. Like, if you know these people. But yeah, all it takes is one thing. Hell, there was a... Do you guys remember that tournament a while back in Rocket League where they recorded all the players playing on streams in comms? They would hop directly into their comms, and during one of them, Turbo screamed so loud after an goal that it contorted and literally just sounded like he was yelling the N-word as loud as possible on a game-winning goal. And everyone was like, wait, did he just say that? And then obviously people with this sound... Occam's razor thing is like, guys, let's be real. He knows his comms are being recorded, and that's the one he decides to yell the N-word in. Like, really? Like, let's be real, dude. I'm back to spam? No, you're not, buddy. Ooh, turn it. I didn't think you could. My bad. If something interesting, Austin, I very much need a job. I would very much appreciate that. If there was a position and you could vouch for me and I could submit an app, I would be down. Like, dead ass. Like, I am, it has not been fun applying to 10, 15 jobs a day and not hearing back, you know? Because I've been trying to apply in my field and that's just not doing it. So I'm like, at this point, I need to go out elsewhere. Need to venture out in something at least adjacent, you know? Ah, that's a tough one. Cool. John Wick's so cooked, yeah. Well, just like half the positions don't actually want what they're advertising for. They're looking for like, they're looking for, I almost guarantee most hiring managers are just looking for the diamond in the rough candidate. The one with low experience, like high experience and skill set, but with not a lot of education. And so then they have this like person that they can definitively pay low, but then they don't actually have to like do much more, but still competent enough, which is like, not how most people work anymore, because a lot of people go to school to get a degree to get a higher paycheck at a more advanced job or whatever. Because it's crazy to me how many jobs I see like are up for like 2 months or something, and it's like on LinkedIn, it's like 45% of them, the people who applied, have a master's or above for this job, and I'm like, and none of them are qualified. You passed all your stuff? Let's go, Goosey. Oh man, I thought that fell a little bit faster. That's a shame. Gonna hop off. All right. GG's. GG's tore it. I was so stressed about being been killing me. That's why. That's how I'm feeling, bro. Like, I'm like in a really like spot right now, and I'm like, if I can just secure like a solid, job going forward, something just not even solid like 60K a year. Like I'm like, if I can just get like 30, 35K, legitimately minimum, then I'm good. Something like $20 an hour. That's great. That would be that would actually lead me to like completely eliminate my debt in like under a year. Like genuinely. just because I just need that float. Like I make a decent amount off esports and content, but like it's not enough to like truly make a huge dent. If he's open to, do I have to wait until you stream next? You can hit me up on Discord, or if you, my email is literally just my first and last name at Gmail. So Jeff Scalmera. If you literally just Google Danger Taco, you'll see my full name, and then you just use that email. You'll get a big man. That's all I really need. I just, ideally, you know, something I've explored in the future is potentially applying to esport director jobs around the nation. So I would love to actually take that a shot. Since I've learned a lot of people who get those positions are not actually like former directors and have the experience of that. They're kind of just like a dude who was like, hey, I could do this. And then they got hired. And I'm like, I know they don't make like an insane amount. It's a stressful job, but like I would find that really rewarding, I feel like. Creating that type of culture within a university, that's great. Problem is, obviously, they're not remote. So, like, I kind of, like, you want to work those types of jobs, you're kind of forced to, like, move to wherever it is. Last Monday morning, do you want full-time or part-time? Honestly, full-time would be great. If Austin gives you a job, is he gonna be mod now? I feel like I owe him mod at that point. If he actually gets me a job through a recommendation and a vouch, then that's insane. When you can see the pass coming the whole way and you still don't react in time. Sad. I'm giving my whole damn Twitch account? Hell yeah. This is now the Austin H Memorial channel. Wait, is a memorial only if you're dead? Quick, someone Google! Can't reprint those plaques. Hi, JT. Oh, wow, I got way too underneath that. Man, helps you kill him, dang. Move to Wisconsin, no place, high information, we're trying 2022. Yo, that's the thing, I still have to move. That means I have to break my lease. I'm here for at least a couple more months. I don't think I'm really gonna leave Texas, because ideally I wanna, doing what I do, I'd rather live in a state that does not have state taxes, because that saves me like $3,000, $4,000 a year. Wisconsin's cheap, that's true. I don't know if I'm ready to deal with snow again. Data 4K, like for state income tax. Because I'm a freelancer, which means I get paid up front all the money, no withholdings. So by the end of the year, I kind of owe the government, you know, a couple $1,000s. No income tax would be so nice. That's exactly why I moved to Texas. Well, one, because like, for example, there's a lot of events that come to Dallas or Arlington, DFW area, and it's so much more compelling when you're like, hey, you know that money you're spending to fly out these people and give them a hotel? Well, I live here, so you don't have to do that. And then it saves them a bunch of money, and it makes me a lot more attractive as a candidate for the esports jobs. That's what got me my literally a day after I moved to Dallas, I got hit up for DreamHack. And I got $1,500 for 1 day of work, chat. That's a pog right there. Yeah, and on top of the fact that I don't have to pay taxes anything, so for this whole year, ordinarily, I think in Illinois, I would have been paying like 6 to 7K, but instead I'm gonna be paying nothing. Of course, it's still federal, and that's gonna be a bish, but we'll figure it out. That Rocket Clash gig? Yeah, and I wish they did it again, except Epic fricked with ESL, and now they hate each other, and there's never gonna be a Rocket League event at DreamHack ever again. So stupid, dude. That's another downstream situation where Epic has completely destroyed Tier 2 in a way that they didn't anticipate. Like, I'm not saying we should have never gone with Blast, but the downstream consequences of the decision are slowly adding up in terms of, like, what the availability of gigs outside of Tier 1 are. And a women's, yeah, it was women's LAN. There was a whole women's ESL Impact League started, but nope, that went out down the drain. What could have been, bro? One goal off doing that. Was Luminosity really that close? Damn, you guys were balling then. That was a really fun event too. I didn't even mind I was hosting it. I wanted to cast, but I was like, I just want to be a part of it in general. I love women. Bruno. I wasn't even with Luminosity. Oh, you were just a rando? Oh, man. What's your age? 30 on the dot. You never did sign with them? Oh, were you just trialing? Team WAPA was almost a LAN team? That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that was a main stage gig. The Rocket Clash. It was a 4-team single elim international women's LAN. But the thing that was so dope about it is that when it started, we had like a decent number of people in the seats. The grand finals, every seat was taken, and there was like legitimately like 100 people crowded around, like 100, 200 people as it kept going. I was behind the stage, but every once in a while during the series, I would walk out and look, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many freaking people watching this. Which again, just shows what I already believe to be true, that Rocket League is the best live event for DreamHack type esport, because you can put it up on a screen and everyone will know what's happening. You can't do that with any other esport except maybe CS, just because of how widespread it is. But even still, like the layman fan is gonna understand Rocket League. They will not understand, wait, what is that? What's a buy round? What's this? Wait, why are they playing this? Wait, I thought they were defusing a bomb. Why are they planning one now, etc. Like all this like tiny gameplay stuff. Team's so much better now. Oh yeah. Bottom line, 1,900 players. Yep. Yeah, it's tough. Women's is like the lowest totem pole priority. Even CRL has fallen off a lot in terms of like epic priority, so. Can we get a collegiate LAN again? That's all I want. That's why CCC really fills that gap for me. It is like collegiate DreamHack, but I would love like a straight up thing. Woo! Austin, thank you so much.
Here so I can have info on hand.
I'm seriously gonna ask. I know he wants to expand. What's your degree in? I have a master's in psych. If it helps, it is specifically a master's in social psychology, which is the bedrock of all marketing and sales. Sorry, I feel like I have a bunch of like different awareness of the questions, but occasionally I will miss one. So I appreciate you pinging me. Thank you for the 10, Austin. Now we have our dono goal change. Social psychology. It's essentially the bedrock understanding of like what sales and marketing and behavioral economics are all built on. So that's technically the discipline that I was trained in. Because it's not like clinical psychology where it's like you're trained in like mental disorder, you know? Oof, wow, he just cooked. Jesus. How old are you? Oh, sorry, I thought I said that earlier. 30. I'm 30 on the dot. But I look like I'm 23. Maybe I was probably mumbling it when I answered earlier. Not bad. I do that when I'm focused, when I'm locked in. Wow, I really pushed that one way too far away immediately. Man, my flicks are kind of ass butt right now. Not gonna lie. Bruh. How you guys today? I'm doing alright. That did not work. Nice. Put the bruh sound flipping a crossbar now has been dying. Bruh. That's pretty great. Is it really just like install the plugin, select the file path, and that's it? Pretty great. I've been trying to, I was asking the guy who's coding those things, and basically he was like, the only feature I want is to be able to randomize them. Like, let me put a folder, and then basically every time it hits, it randomizes the sound. I think that would be something I would kill for. Like, that's such a funny feature to me. Nice. Okay, on your right. There you go, buddy. Yes, ABC. Yes. Yes. Yeah. No. No. We lost. Wait, never mind. He missed. Okay. Dotted line. Interesting. That's good, bro. That's crazy that you just have that on your, says a lot about you if that's the first thing on your clipboard. Ooh, top shelfer, too. No! Dude. I tried to slow down so I could scoop that under the first challenge. Dude, this is the most insane defense right now. That's how we lose! You just go down Damn crazy. It's a shame. Always a shame, chat. Just gotta be better. I feel it. Sick. Yeah, that's love it. Love it when a Wang is posted in my chat like that. Definitely a good thing the eyes would like to take in. Not even close to a few years ago, maybe. Oh. Just Brado, you're following me across threes and twos. Wow, that's the best possible shot you ever made in your life. Younger Matt? Artistic? Matt, I've always wanted to ask about your PFP. Always. Since the day he was born, he came out the womb wanting to know. Sure. Alrighty. That's one. That's a shame. Like to take perfect pictures. My favorite has been of Play-Doh and their cans making rainbow colors. I haven't done so well, and all the pictures made do not inspire happiness. Maybe you're not a self-portrait type of guy. Oh, but it's full party. I'm kind of hard to say full party when it's just two people. St. Ambrose. Oh, I know this team. You should not be losing to them, but I know them. Just not a fan of St. Brado, just Brado in concept today. Losing record with him every time he's on my team, but I don't think I've lost to him either. Not a good record, you know? Or not a good statistic to have. If I lose with you every time on my team, but I've beaten you every time you're against me, it's like, It says a lot. Things to think about, chat. Ready, I have 100 boosters, go! God. That's kind of what I'm getting at on like some of these challenges. Like, yeah, that's impulsive by me. I just want to go because I'm trusting the guy's gonna take a little bit longer, but whenever I see like people just have 100 boosts and they're just staring at a read instead of going for it, it's just like, we're not gonna win this game, buddy. And we're back to threes, chat. Not in the mood for twos anymore. I'm open to it. Have him send his resume to it. And this is where things could go down. That is my email. Just trying to figure out yeah, I gotta rework the resume a little bit maybe, but yeah, as long as he's open to the idea that it's unconventional, like not strict sales beginnings, and he'd be down to give like a shot, then that's really all I want to see. Not comfortable showing Big Boss on stream. No, you're fine, yeah. Appreciate it, Austin. It's very kind of you. Yeah, I don't care if you guys have my email, because I trust that I can just block anyone who sends me weird stuff anyway. It's also public information anyway, if you go to my Twitter. kind of long process. Just have to make team, fix jersey. Pick your skin color. What are you talking about? What's going on over there? What's how you doing, Kyle? How did I make the PFP? I see. Okay. Done with post nasal drip? Ew. Hopefully that gets fixed up soon. Oh. Sorry, Waffle. Tried to hit that back post, but I was like, I don't know if I can actually get that off. There you go, Waffle. I don't have the boost. Is sad. I was like, I have enough to get over the first guy and enough to get back, but I don't have enough to actually put it on target. Pilot escort vehicle operator. Not entirely sure what that is, but sounds important enough to need a class for it. Nice. We escort the very large, oversized loads down the road. Oh, I've seen those. Those are terrifying to drive by. Bro, going like 70 miles an hour or something like the size of a house on the back of a freaking pallet. How's it cut in half? No, I think he's talking about modular homes. Don't like half your home? Just remove it. The double wides? I see. I'm learning. Bank a minus. I wanted to turn for that, but I'm like, if he flicks me over, I'm gonna be really upset. Let's go with the wind blades. Ooh, like a turbine. Seeing a piece of an airplane drive next to me on the road, be interesting to see. Or wind blades as in like the blades of the turbine. I didn't get touch that, please. That, okay. Slowly becoming aware. I can jump for that. I didn't expect that to get dunked like that. Minus Max taking a really bad angle on that one. Oh my god, you whiffed that! God, I turned up because I was like, that's a pretty easy clear. Oh, wow. Wow, I did not see that coming. Okay, well, that's an embarrassing way to get tied. Ooh, odds that we did. Oh man, 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 oh man. Okay, we're good. We're not good. Oh god, please get that. You don't even need to touch it. Man, I'm not sure why we keep lobbing the ball up in our half. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Everyone calm down. Yeah, I knew he was gonna cut around me because he knew I was going to the corner, so I went for the demo instead. Okay. Oh. That was a bad raid. We're gonna lose off that. We're gonna lose off that one bad raid. All right, good night, everybody.